Welcome to the final episode of this season of the Inside the Orange podcast, where we started back in February talking about organisation, reading, activity, nutrition, gratitude and engagement, and all the way it's brought us through now to approaching July. We've covered some bits, we've had some amazing interviews, and we'll be bringing you some bits and pieces of that in today's episode of the podcast. Yes, welcome back to the podcast, and it is the last episode of the series. We have covered quite a bit under the new kind of guise of the Inside the Orange, and we'll be bringing you some things that we've covered this year and looking ahead to what we can be doing going forward. As ever though, here is how you can get in touch with the podcast, support us, and get in touch to give us some ideas of how to take this podcast even further. At the Inside the Orange podcast, we're about creating positive change through organisation, reading, activity, nutrition, gratitude and engagement. And you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram at Inside the Orange, on X at Orange Watts, and the Inside the Orange podcast on Facebook. We want you to reach out and help build the community. Don't forget, although we are not going to be podcasting at the moment, we are still going to be completing our fundraising event, our 40 for 40, our Walk for Autism for Anna Kennedy Online, and we'll be doing that on the 19th of July. We want you to support us, so please check out the GoFundMe, which is available in the show notes and description, and here's some more information about that right now. We are back and on the road again. This year we are doing our 40 for 40. We are walking 40 miles for the Anna Kennedy Online Autism Charity, raising awareness, acceptance and promoting inclusion of autism and autistic people. We are going to be going out on the 19th of July for our longest walk ever, and you can join us and support us via our GoFundMe page, available in the show notes and description. Check it out and support us today, and let's make 2025 an amazing year supporting this great charity. So what a series it has been, and it started with an idea to bring the podcast back with a new thought of how can we promote positive change? And we looked at organisation, reading, activity, nutrition, gratitude and engagement, and decided to bring you this new series looking at those elements of positive change. And it was great that we were able to have some guests come and talk on the show about how those elements have helped impact them and create their own positivity. And I'm so grateful for Carl, Fix.
It was kind of a mindset thing. It wasn't me clicking my heels like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, and all of a sudden everything was right with the world. And in the difference, I wanted them to know that this came at me and this is the way I dealt with it. And if it provides, again, a little guidance, a little bit of a roadmap, good on me for doing that.
So Chris Webb.
I have to have a plan. So I will use things like Todoist for my electronic to-do list. I will have things mapped out, like what I'm doing in the office, what emails I've got to do, what messages I've got to send, what calls I need to make, but I'll plan that out. It's not all about money, but the wealth they've got, and it might be financial wealth, it might be mental wealth, whatever it is, whatever it means to that person, whatever is their why, you only see the good stuff. It's about being yourself. And it is about being yourself, because when you do something new, whether it's a new job, new business, whatever, you try and be everything to everyone, and you need to stop.
Or James Lindsay.
Make you learn things about psychosis, and that was really important for me, because even now it's still a very not a very well-known condition, and it's very misunderstood. and it's more stigmatized than other mental health conditions. So yeah, it was important to raise awareness. I wanted the book to be as varied as possible, and not just me telling the story, but like little break bits that were kind of like separate from the story, like in the form of lists, like the podcast lists. And for example, now I told myself like a while ago I wasn't going to sign up to any more big runs, but then a few of my friends from football are doing a half marathon in May, and I'm signed up to that. So
Well done.
I need to start increasing my distance for that.
Coca.
You can kind of neglect the moment. So if you're always thinking about the future, you're never really going to think about the now. So for me, I'm always looking for what I can do now to then improve my chances in the future. So yeah, definitely consider your future. But for me, it just keeps me grounded, thinking, right, what can I do now professionally or within the workplace that will put me in good stead in a better position for that future me that I can envision.
Rob Woodman.
It's now made me more aware of each thing that I do put into my body. I do check the calories, for the carbohydrates, of which is sugars. The thing that I'm seeing at the moment is protein. It's in protein, is extra in it. But then also you need to look at the other stuff and the sugars that have gone into that as well. They got me to think of why I overate. And I dealt with those problems, and I could move on and be a lot happier in myself.
Laurie Chenya.
And we need to be grounded to who we are, because that's such a big factor nowadays. There's so much technology, there's so much busyness in our external world, that breathing and that breath helps us feel even more focused and in tune to the person that we're having the conversation with. It feels more like, oh, Laurie's leaning into my conversation, as long as you're not like deep breathing erratically, right?
And of course, my co-host for this series, Kip, who have all brought so much to the series with their thoughts and with their conversations. And I do hope that you've got so much out of it as I have, having those conversations with those people. And it's also been good to look at those 6 segments as they've impacted my everyday life. So breaking my wrist back in March was something that really made me think about the importance of things like activity, and since then nutrition and other aspects of keeping myself in the right place. And it's been really important to look at those areas in that kind of detail. And to be fair, this is not something where we're finishing this season and it's all fixed and it's all done and everything works and there's nothing to worry about. These 6 segments that we've talked about all series are something that I'm going to continue to work on to help me with this. Nothing has been perfect. There's been challenges to my diet. There's been challenges to my activity and my exercise routine. I've not read as much as I'd like, but coming back to those 6 segments and knowing that they do help me make a difference with how I'm feeling. And that's what I want you to take away from the series, is it's not going to be a situation where it's going to be fixed and we're giving you solutions. We're just giving you some things to work on to help support you make that positive change for yourself. It's also been good to get that little bit of awareness, which we've always done with the Inside the Orange podcast, about things that are new and different to us. We've had discussions about parkrun. We've had discussions about whole food, plant-based diets. We've had discussions about bariatric surgery and weight loss surgery that's really made us see things from a different angle than maybe we walked in. And that's what it's all been about, is sharing these stories, sharing other people's views about what it's like to help people make the right decisions and to help people support with how they make decisions and want to do, and to give them some real life guidance and experience in what that looks like. And there's just so much to learn from our guests about the different things that they've talked about. And it's been amazing that they did come and talk, and they've supported the podcast and supported you by sharing some of these amazing stories that, even if they make you think differently or potentially create that 1% change, then it's made a difference, it's made an impact. And that's what we wanted, which is all we can ask for a podcast series. We will be coming back later in the year, and I'm conscious to make sure we get it right, which is why we always do a series rather than a long running podcast. This will be our 17th episode, which for me is a bit of a dizzy height, really. Other than the football episode we brought you last year, I don't bring you a lot of episodes per series. I like to go away. I like to build these series and come back. But we've been here for an incredible 17 episodes talking about organisation, reading, activity, nutrition, gratitude, and engagement. And we've only just touched on some of these areas. We've only just started to give you so much more that we wanted to bring you and will continue to bring you. We're looking at a different format change as we do go forward. We're looking at so many ways that we can kind of adapt it. And we want to hear from you. If there's a way you enjoy your podcast, if there's a way you feel that we could make this a better listen for you, then we want to hear from you, because ultimately listeners are what makes this work. And you are an important part of this. If there's been things in the series that you've been able to take things away from Carl Fix, Chris Webb, Jay Coker, James Lindsay, Rob Woodman, Laurie Chenya, if you've been able to take things away from these guys and you want to reach out to them, remember their information on the podcast episodes they're in is all available for you to go and find. And I want you to go and find these people, and I want you to learn further from these people, because they've all got such a great message to bring. And as I say, myself and Kip will be back. Kip, as you know, will be supporting on our 40 for 40. So he has still got me to deal with in the next coming months. And again, please check out the show notes and description for the information about the 40 for 40. We want to raise as much money as we can for the fantastic Anna Kennedy Online charity, a charity we have worked with for quite a while now, and we will continue to work with. I'm also going to be taking a bit of the downtime to prepare for performing in Autism's Got Talent, one of their amazing shows that I'm so looking forward to dusting off the microphone and having a different kind of conversation through music. It's not going to be this kind of podcast setup. It's going to be me performing as I used to really love. So we are going to do something a little bit different this year, and we're so looking forward to Autism's Got Talent. Information about that I'll put in the show notes and description as well, and there are tickets available for people to come and see such a celebration of autism and such an amazing show that celebrates so much positivity and has done for a long time, and we can't wait to be involved with that. So please check that out. Lastly, really, we just want to keep hearing from you guys. As much as the podcast is not going to be having a series, for a little while, it is going to still be on social media, and I still want to hear from you guys about making the next series about what we can do and what you'd like to hear about. We'd love to find out more. Kip is such a great researcher for stuff like this, and I want to give him so many things that he can go away and really research into to bring us such a great conversation when we return with the new series. As ever, guys, it has been great to bring you this, and I do look forward to returning with the new series when we do that. So please keep listening, keep aware, keep around our social media so you can find out when we are coming back. As ever, guys, I am going to leave there. It's a bit of a shorter episode today because, again, we're just talking about finalizing this series. But as ever, please check out the show notes and description, and also the links coming up to support the podcast, to get in touch, and to support our Walk for Autism 40 for 40 for Anna Kennedy Online. We will see you soon, and we still want to hear from you, so please do that. But for now, guys, as ever, to sign off, it's always goodbye and take care. At the Inside the Orange podcast, we're about creating positive change through organisation, reading, activity, nutrition, gratitude and engagement. And you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram at Inside the Orange, on X at OrangeWatts, and the Inside the Orange podcast on Facebook. We want you to reach out and help build the community. We are back and on the road again. This year we are doing our 40 for 40. We are walking 40 miles for the Anna Kennedy Online Autism Charity, raising awareness, acceptance and promoting inclusion of autism and autistic people. We are going to be going out on the 19th of July for our longest walk ever, and you can join us and support us via our GoFundMe page, available in the show notes and description. Check it out and support us today, and let's make 2025 an amazing year supporting this great charity.